Hi everyone, my name is Taryn Regals, and in my interview process, I learned a few things about myself, which was cool. It was cool to be encouraged, and also to be challenged, and to find some new ways to grow. It was really interesting to me that the people that I talked to were pretty much unanimous about both my encouraging qualities and the things that I could be working on. Um, Everyone said that I'm very intentional about how I spend my time, and that's a really great relational strength of mine that I leverage, that I am where I am, and I don't really waste relational time. One person uh, worded it that I'm not a classic extrovert, because I am not an extrovert, but that they really noticed that I value seeking intentional relationships, and I do it with intent, even though sometimes it's harder for me as an introvert, and that I care a lot about that. They also mentioned that I don't let people off the hook easily, that I expect things from people. And what's really interesting to me is that my strengths also feed into my weaknesses. So in that case, I have high expectations for people, and that is a great way I can push them towards Christ and towards holiness. But at the same time, I tend to lack empathy. And so I just don't really let people off the hook, and I struggle to relate to people who have obvious character flaws. And so that was really eye-opening to me, that like it is really positive that I can help people grow, but at the same time I could be more loving about it for sure. It was also apparent to me that I am not very open to new ideas. The people that I talked to mentioned that I can be negative, and I can see all the reasons why things won't work, and I tend not to be open to new perspectives, and I definitely see how that can be a hindrance in my leadership and in my ministry. And one person pointed out that something that I could really work on is asking deeper questions instead of just saying why it wouldn't work, trying to ask and understand from the point of view, having that empathy again of understanding what the person is getting at, why they are wanting to do something, or why they think it's a good idea, and asking more of those questions from that person to better relate and understand. One also interesting piece of feedback that I got was that they noticed that when I lead, sometimes I host meetings in my house, and sometimes I sit on the floor, and they mentioned that when I sit on the floor, they feel like people respond to me better than when I'm standing like in front of a whiteboard or in front of a group of people. And I thought that was really fascinating, something that I would have never noticed, and so I'm going to try to incorporate that in different ways. To me, that points out that humility in a leader, and being able to relate to people and to not be intimidating, which sometimes I think my personality can be, since I'm very intentional. So again, it shows how something that's my strength can also become a weakness. So I'm excited to try some new things and to get to learn some of that, and to press into being a relational leader.